Hi, hello, welcome. And in life, if you don't want to commit the same mistake over and over and over again, and you want to perform better with minimum effort, I think you are right place for the right video. I have come up with the right video which is going to tell you how you can do your things better. So you might be guessing it what is the subject is. The subject is lesson learned in project management. And this is something which is so critical and important, but generally we don't do this. You know why? Because it does not produce any deliverables. But it has got, something more than a deliverable in true sense for the organization. Because when you have a lesson learned document, which you have done earlier, and now you are with a new project and you want to do something by referring this lesson learned document, that means 50% of your issues and problems are solved right away. So friends, let's go to my laptop screen where I'm going to tell you what is lesson learned and how it is done. Who does this? And at the last I will tell you what are the benefits when you do lesson learned and how it benefits you and your organization as a whole. So let's go to my laptop.
So friend, here is the presentation slide which I made for this session. It is basically on lesson learned in project. So the objective of this lesson is managing a project is like treading on an uncharted path. You know where you want to go, but you don't exactly know how to get there. And to get out of this problem is, to have lesson learned in project, and lesson learned does help. So we are going to basically answer to 3 WS questions. What are important here for this lesson is what is lesson learned, how and when it is done, how does it help in project. So basically this today's session is going to cover all about lesson learned in these three questions. So what is lesson learned? This definition we are taken from PMBOK guide or PMI, which says the knowledge gained during a project which shows how project events were addressed or should be addressed in the future with the purpose of improving future performances. Basically we need to do lesson learned to improve our future performances. So basically lesson learned covers these areas of a project. And what went well in the project, at the same time what didn't go well or had unintended consequences. You didn't expect such results or some consequences, but it happened. So you have to record all those. And also if you had it all to do over again, suppose you are going to do similar project again, what should you do differently? What way you are going to do your execution of the project differently? And also what recommendation would you make to others doing similar projects? There are other guys, those will be coming and doing the same projects, even in your own organization. What recommendation you are going to make for them? So these all less are part of the lesson learned. So now coming back to the second question, that is how it is done. So basically we will be in this slide, we will be talking about the processes. So basically the mechanism or processes used to collect, share and disseminate lesson learned may vary, but in general such a process is comprised of 5 main elements. They are the defining the lesson learned process, exactly how you are going to do your lesson learned process in your project, and collecting information, because you need to collect information to have those lessons analyzed. Then verifying applicability. This means that whether what you are collecting or whether you are deciding to have lessons learned or analyzing, is it applicable for the future? So that analysis you have to do. Then you store them in a place where it can be used, and also same time not only storing them but also disseminate it with your people in your organization so that it is put into practice. How it is done, we are talking about the people, basically who is going to be responsible for doing this. So basically the team that does this is the project manager, the project team. If you have any consultant to do it, it's fine. And also a member from the team if it is identified and designated as lesson learned manager. So long projects have, lot of things to churn, lot of things to do. So basically, if you designate some of your team member as, lesson learned manager, he is going to, do all this in a process or in a manner. Now coming back to when it is done, basically we are talking the timeline of the project. Basically, the time is the essence for its effectiveness. If you do it correctly and in the time, then I think it sounds better and it is effective. And it can be done in always time, basically the end of the phase, because the projects are generally done in phases. I'm talking about projects which are long, and if you have got phases, you can analyze your lessons in that phases, and it is better then. Now at the end of the project, generally it is a project closing process, so it is done in the end of the project, and also after each milestones. And if you have milestones in the project, you can analyze your performance in the milestone and get those lessons what you have learned there in each milestone, and in a determined frequency. Depending on the length of the project, you can determine some frequency. Let's go, or in my project, let's do it in a 1 month period, or maybe 2 month period, or maybe a fortnight. So you can decide that, and also it is done on regular basis in some cases. So basically, it is a process, or it is a continuous process throughout the entire life cycle of the project. Now how does it help? Lesson learned helps a project team discover both strengths and weaknesses. You got to know your strengths and weaknesses, so lesson learned does help in this thing. It allows the team to discuss things that might have been done differently. It means this teaches you how to do things differently. Yes, we have done this type of success, this is our rate of success. By doing this manner, we will do it in a different manner to have a better success or better performance. It provides an opportunity for others to practice the recommendation in similar project, because as I told you earlier, it is best suited for the similar projects in future. So it provides an opportunity for those guys, those who are going to do similar projects in future. Also, lesson learned helps in continuous improvement and adaptive management. It is something which helps the organization continuously improving its processes, doing its projects on time or within the budget. And adaptive management is nothing but you cope with the changes, do the changes as required, as you are going to adapt it to the situation. So here it is a snapshot. You may be this snapshot may be giving you some different color to this session, but this I have got it here just to tell you how lesson learned helps basically in projects, how important it is for the project. This looks like cyclonic snapshots. Yes, it is some cyclonic snapshot. It is of Hurricane Katrina, who is devastated USA in August 2005. Killing almost 1,300 people and a loss of property of $125 billion. This was basically, it was covering around some states, I think New Orleans, Louisiana, and Mississippi. So all these three were badly, affected by the cyclone. I think it was, one of, I think that it is rated as the third. It was a Category 5 cyclone. It was rated at 3, the number one being the Galveston. So I got this here just to tell you how important is lesson learned. So when this thing was going, this Katrina was going, so I got this. There were many lessons they might have learned, but I have taken these 3 lessons just to clarify how helpful it is. So lesson learned from Hurricane Katrina, August 2005. So the problem one is the lack of communication equipment to meet emergencies. When such a devastating hurricane was there, the even country like USA found sort of communication equipment, and even those communication people were not having compatible within this people, because the USA National Guard had come to rescue of this hurricane. I think 1 lakh, or I think it is 8,51,000 of USA National Guard were put into service, along with civilian authority, some volunteer organizations. So there was a lot of communication issues with these people because there was no equipment, and also those whatever equipment they were there, they are not compatible within them. So the action item was taken out of this lesson was $1.3 billion was there then authorized for new compatible equipments to meet such situation. And the problem too was lack of protocols and standardization of reports, graphics and communication caused delays. Because there is no standard protocols, no reports how it is to be generated, no graphics how it is to be, to have better decision you need to have a standard system of communication. So this was also an issue. So what USA government did thereafter is, a single standard protocol for all states now being maintained. This is the lesson they learned out of this devastating hurricane. Now these are the two problems. Now coming back to what went well there was, USA National Guard is under state controls. So Guard troops integrated quickly into the host state command, that is New Orleans or Louisiana and Mississippi. I think New Orleans was more affected. So they all got into with the state command and control very quickly because they were from the states. They were from the US National Guard. The US has got the federal guard, who is if they could have come here, there might be an understanding of command and control system. So the action item is the status quo has to be maintained because this worked well. They were gelling together and working together well. So these are the lessons, and they learn, and they know. Then finally they put into as action item for future implementation if something happens like this. So the achieve objective, as we are, the earlier I showed you objective. Now the achieve objective in this out of this lesson is, we look for the people who have walked the same path. We study their moves, learn from their failures, their successes, and the way they conducted the things. It is a great way to determine your next best step. If you want to have your next best step, please follow this. Please follow the people, those who have walked those paths. I think that helps. If you do that, I think 50% of the job is done, and you will get the confidence of moving forward well. So the takeaway of this lesson is, your best teacher is your last mistake. I think one of our president, Dr. Abdul Kalam, said this: your best teacher is your last mistake.
So okay friend, you saw it was quite a bit long session. So okay, fine. Sometime it happens. Okay. So friends, you saw how lesson learned is important for the project. How it is done, who does it, and how it benefits the organization. Basically later lesson learned removes or helps to remove lot of your pitfalls in the project, and it allows you to implement the project in a better way, in a confident step. This is the first step you take in so confident, because you know what is going to come and you are prepared for it. You know what is the solution for it. And is there something better than this? So that gives you that confidence that yes, I will be able to do it, I can do better, and these are the issues that I'm going to solve it. Though it is a retrospective thing, means you have done it and you are thinking and putting it in paper, that is lesson learned is. But as a practice, if you follow, when you do a project, you create a lesson learned document, and the generation next is going to use it. Hats on to you, because you have prepared it and you are helping the next generation in your organization to work better, in a confident way. So that's friend for the day. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe the channel, share the video, press the like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that the next video will come to you as early. Thanks for watching.